One of the subjects that we will be going more deeply into in Module Sutra is the obstacles to enlightenment. So during the 200 hour, we spoke a lot about the yamas and niyamas, which are the ethical component of yoga, but we didn't speak about the obstacles to enlightenment very much. So it sounds like that might be quite negative, but when we fully understand this, we can actually find a way to kind of to free ourselves of these obstacles, because as long as these obstacles are in the way of us fully assimilating these teachings, we're never going to be free. So it's super important that we understand them. So the first obstacle, by the way, they're called Kleshas in Sanskrit. So the first Klesha is Avidya. So opposite of my name. When you put an A in front of a name, it changes the meaning. It makes it the opposite. So for example, Vidya means knowledge, and Avidya means ignorance. So the root cause of the other four Kleshas is ignorance. And so that's the underlying root cause of them. And then there's two of the Kleshas that go together, which are Raga and Dvesha, which are desire and fear. They kind of go together because they're like two sides of one coin. So they're major obstacles. So we're always living our lives like, I want this, and I need this, and I just have to do this. And and at the same time, we're also saying, I don't want that. I really need to avoid that. I'm afraid of that. And we spend our whole lives like trying to get life to fit to exactly what we want. We want it to fit to our likes and dislikes. So we're kind of motivated by trying to get life full of things we want and like, and to reject all the things that we don't want and don't like. And we spend a lot of energy and effort doing that. And actually it's a waste of time and energy, because we will always get our karma delivered to us perfectly and neatly. Every single day we're going to be receiving the results of our actions, our karma. So we're going to be living out our karma. So we can't control what life is going to present to us. So this whole push and pull and this fight to kind of control life is actually an obstacle, a big obstacle to our fulfillment, our contentment, our happiness and freedom. And then the other obstacles are ego. So ego is this, I call it our avatar. Our ego is just this idea that we're the body and the mind with all these likes, dislikes, fears, desires, conditionings, personality, looks. That's our ego. We have an avatar, I call it. I mean, I like that. It's an idea from the internet, right, where you have an avatar. So we have an avatar which we're kind of using to navigate our way through the material world, through Maya. So we're navigating in this material plane in this avatar, this ego, and we think that's who we are. So that's why it's an obstacle, because actually it's not an obstacle if you don't mistake that to be yourself. You know, because we think of me, I, as this avatar that we have, but actually, it's, as I said, it's not an obstacle if we know that it's not who I really am. So as long as we know I am the self, I'm already whole, complete, unlimited, ordinary, actionless awareness, consciousness itself, as long as we know that's who we are, it doesn't matter that we have this little avatar and all of its foibles. You know, we just know it's only apparently real, and we don't fully identify as that's me, I. You know, we identify as awareness, as consciousness itself, and then it no longer is an obstacle. But of course, that obstacle, like fear and desire, is born out of ignorance. And so we need to apply knowledge to be free of ignorance. So I'm going to be offering you a lot of deep wisdom on these subjects, on the sutras and on the Gita in the next module, to help us to apply this knowledge so that this ignorance is not going to be an obstacle. And the fifth klesha is clinging on to bodily life. So you could say it's also fear of death, clinging on to bodily life. And that's again because we mistake the ego to be me, I. We think that when we die, it's all over. That's the end of everything. That who we are is just going to dissolve. But that's because we mistakenly think we're the avatar. Yes, the avatar is going to dissolve when the physical body is gone, and that personality will dissolve, and that particular, all those memories and conditionings will dissolve. Our karma won't dissolve though. So we don't get to lose the karma. So what doesn't dissolve at death is the subtle body. And the subtle body, you could say in Christianity we call that the soul maybe. It's going to move on in yogic tradition. It's going to be reborn into a new body as long as you still have karma to work out. And once you know that you're the self, and you're not going to disappear at death, it's just going to be a big transition, obviously, and we won't remember anything about our past life, but our karma will remain. And also, like all the work that we have done in this life, all of the knowledge that we've gained in this life will still be there. So we won't ever, in the Gita it says, you never lose any of the work that you've done, any of the steps that you've made, any of the understanding that you've gained. You won't lose that at death. So in your next life, that will still be there. So all of the work is valuable. Everything we come to understand, all of the ignorance we dispel, that's all valuable because it's going to also go with us into the next life. So I'm really excited to be able to try to share these teachings with you. I think these teachings can change your life in a really radical and wonderful way, so that you can live a very fulfilled and happy life, free from ignorance. So I look forward to sharing this with you on the advanced training. Thank you. Namaste.